welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to attempt to preg check our cattle. I recently had them artificially inseminated, and so it's been about a month, and we need to draw some blood and send it off to the lab and see if the cows are pregnant. I also need to dress two wounds that Dolly has right behind her front legs. I'm quickly realizing that I need to get a proper corral set up. This hot wire corral really doesn't do the trick. With two people helping, it's not that difficult to get them into the swing chute, but if I have to work with the cows myself, it's very difficult. Go. Go. Dolly, go. Got that. All right, well that went pretty smooth getting them in there. Jerk it. Jerk it. There you go. Come on. Go. Go. Come on. Powder bottom, Dad. Come on. This is my first attempt ever to try to draw blood from the cows. YouTube videos make it look pretty easy, and I work with needles all day long at my job, so I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. Turns out I was wrong. I've also never used these vacuum tubes to draw blood. So apparently you stick the needle in there, and then when you put the test tube on the end of the needle, it creates a vacuum and draws the blood out. With this attempt, so far my technique is pretty good, but I'm going to show you where I make a mistake here in just a minute. I'm just having a hard time getting the vein or the artery in this area. I know. After several unsuccessful attempts, I tried to place the needle with the vacuum tube already attached to it, and that's a big no-no. There's no way that you're going to develop a vacuum with it already on the needle, so what you're seeing right here is the wrong way to do it. At some point I was able to get just a few drops of blood, but you basically need 2 cc's of blood in order to do the testing, so that's not enough. At this point I was just kind of feeling sorry for Loretta, so I decided to give up and see if we could get Dolly's blood, and if not, then I'll just have to take them over to my AI guy and get them get the blood drawn. What I'm doing here is I'm just washing the area since I had to stick it so many times, and then I'm spraying a antibacterial and antifungal spray that I got at the vet. Just let them know. Okay. I really like this new cow catcher and chute system. It's from Tartar. It's kind of the entry-level one. You can see there's a couple of handles there. Technically, one person can work this with the ropes that are there. If you jerk really hard on that one that my dad's working, it opens up the gate. When the cattle come in, you can go ahead and just drop the gate. And then you can also, there's a manual head catcher. You just cinch it all the way down and it catches them, and it's a pretty good system. It also has a squeeze. The other handle that I'll show you here in a minute is the squeeze, and that just helps to calm them down. But right here, Dolly's got a wound, and we need to dress that wound. She's got another one on the other side, so we're gonna wash that with soap and water and put that same antifungal and antibacterial spray that you saw me use earlier. See if we can clean out that wound, prevent an infection. So this time I feel like my technique is pretty good, but as you're gonna see, it's still not successful. In this attempt, I'm going a little bit more superficial because I felt like I was going too deep when we were doing Loretta's blood draw, and just couldn't quite get that vein or that artery that runs through the tail. But it's just not, it's not drawing in, it's not working. Once again, this is the wrong technique, but since the way I was doing it before failed, I just thought I'd try it this way with the vial already attached to the needle. But I'm gonna learn here in a little bit at my AI guy's place that that's the wrong way to do it. You're eating all the dollies. We gotta get you out of there. Go. Get your share. Go. Go ahead. Go. I find it funny that they never want to go into the chute, and then once we have them there, they don't want to get out of the chute. There's the squeeze I was talking about earlier, the handle that squeezes them, and that's probably why she wasn't moving, because we still had her squeezed. But after a little bit of persuasion, she realized that we were done. Well, we didn't get what we came for, but I like to give them a little snack for a reward after going through the chute. I don't want them to associate going through the chute as always negative, so maybe they'll remember that they got a snack afterwards.
19 bales of hay delivered today. Yeah, I missed him. It was about 2 seconds it took him to get those dumped off of there.
Right now, we're still in the midst of a really severe drought. We haven't gotten any rain for well over a month. Doesn't look like there's any rain in the forecast, so I went ahead and ordered some hay to make sure that we can keep the cows fed. I'm hoping not to have to feed them this hay until the grass goes dormant, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get some rain here in the month of October. Right here, my hay spear came disconnected from my front load, so I don't think it was latched down properly, so we had to stop and reattach it.
So as you saw in the previous video, I was extremely unsuccessful in trying to draw blood to pregnancy check the cattle. My AI guy, and when I say AI, it's not artificial intelligence, it's artificial insemination. He said if I couldn't get it, then to go ahead and bring the cattle. I'm not sure where I went wrong on drawing the blood from their tails, but I called him yesterday and said I wasn't able to get it, so he said just go ahead and bring him on over today. That was Saturday. This is Sunday morning, so once again I get to try, this time by myself, to get the cows in a trailer and take them over there to get them pregnancy checked. So let's see how it goes. So I've gone ahead and hooked up the trailer, backed it up to the cow catcher here, and so hopefully we can draw them in with some pellets, draw them into the sweep corral here, and hopefully we'll get them in here without too much fuss and too much problems. All right, so I got the cows trailered. I meant to video it, but when I ran back to get the tripod, I noticed that one of the cows had gotten into the corral. So I just hightailed it back and ran over there. And fortunately, the other cow went into the corral after I hid behind the trailer for a little while. And then I was able to kind of run around the trailer and throw the gate shut, and it got him at least into the corral. So anyways, that was a lot of work for just, usually I have help, but I didn't have help today to try to get the cows into the trailer. And it was quite an ordeal. It's like, was it 95 degrees with tons of humidity, and I'm just drenched with sweat. But anyways, we got him into the trailer. I wish I would have caught the footage. Sorry I didn't. It was actually pretty interesting. They walked through one of the hot wires that only had about 3 kilovolts of electricity running through it. I didn't realize the ground is just so dry that sometimes my hot wire isn't completely hot. So that's beside the point, I guess. But so we're on our way. It's about 25 minutes over to the AI guy. He's going to go ahead and draw their blood and get their pregnancy test done, and cross our fingers. Hopefully we've got 2 pregnant cows. If not, he still has some sperm left over from, I got 4 straws so that we could do it twice if we had to, since these are heifers. They've never been bred, so I'm not sure if it's harder to get them bred, but I just didn't want to mess with it and didn't want to risk not getting them pregnant this year, because I think it's really important that we start increasing the size of our herd. So anyways, we're on our way. I'm not exactly sure where I went wrong. My technique seems very similar to this one. I guess it's just practice makes perfect, and he does it all the time. So hopefully I'll get this down. I just wanted to kind of see how it's done. So come on, Dolly, get in there. You know, yeah, it's me.
Hey, I'm gonna push that door here.
Yep, we got it. We got her. All right, we got what we needed, blood samples. We'll go ahead and send these in, get them preg test. All that work for just 2 vials of blood. She went the wrong way, but that's all right. go this way. Can you go this way? There you go. Up over that hot wire. You can do it. There you go. Good girl. You know where your water is. Well, that went a lot better than expected. So Zane, who's my AI guy, he said that he did 8 AI cases in June. Only 1 came back with a positive pregnancy test. So I'm crossing my fingers that we were able to get both of them pregnant. Even if just one of them's pregnant, that's okay. If they're not pregnant, when I get the results back, I have 2 straws of sperm that he still has in his possession. So he said that for just the cost of feeding him for a couple of days, he'll inseminate them again. So, but hopefully this is the end of the saga of this summer of trying to get the cows pregnant. So cross our fingers and hopefully they will be pregnant.